Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale for your first alert. At Parker's Kitchen, we go big, like our huge, crunchy, juicy, never frozen chicken tenders with an extra large serving of Parker's signature sauce at Parker's Kitchen. Live from Augusta, breaking news.
Breaking news live at 5 after soccer. We just got word from the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. Deputies are on the scene of a shooting on Tuttle Street. I'm Meredith Anderson.
And I'm Wrdw. Deputies say a man had been shot at least once in the leg and was taken to the hospital. Officials say he is in stable condition, as we know. And we're giving you a look now at Walton Way, or we're giving you an idea of that area. It's in, well, I guess we'll go to I-20 now, where we're checking on more breaking news this afternoon.
Right. It's an 18-wheeler crash that has shut down Highway 1 and I-20 in Aiken County. This is a photo posted by the Aiken County Sheriff's Office showing you the scene and where that is.
And officials say the 18-wheeler was carrying hazardous material and flipped over the bridge. Both north and southbound lanes on Highway 1 are blocked right now. We're showing you, obviously, that SCDOT map. You will need to get on the interstate on another exit here. The Sheriff's Office says this closure will be in place for an extended time frame. We do have a crew headed to the scene right now.
Also breaking tonight live at 5, within the last hour, we learned the name of the victim whose remains were found behind a home in Aiken.
We first told you about this story back in March. The Aiken County Coroner's Office has identified the person as 73-year-old Daniel Reebsum. The Sheriff's Office says a neighbor found his remains on Woodfield Road while performing a wellness check. The cause and manner of death is still under investigation. However, officials say no foul play is suspected.
A traffic alert tonight for Columbia County drivers. More construction and traffic will soon be in your way.
It's all part of a larger project going on right now. We're going to show you a map of where to expect that construction in the coming days. Columbia County Traffic Engineering tells us it's part of the new Hardy-McManus Road widening project.
All right, now let's go to weather with a quick look at the forecast with your First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale.
Yeah, guys, luckily beautiful weather again today, and hopefully we do have plans to be outside for the rest of today because we got a lot of wet weather heading our way for the rest of the week. We got some showers tomorrow, then we're talking thunderstorms Thursday, Friday, and the unfortunate update today is that it does look pretty wet as we head towards our Mother's Day weekend, including Mother's Day Sunday. This is all going to be thanks to a stalled front over the region, currently draped just to our south, so this is going to get a nudge north, and once it's parked over the region, it is just going to help initiate shower and thunderstorm development for the next several days across the region. Here's a look at tomorrow. So rain chances actually peak around midday for your Wednesday. So I would say highest rain chances between around 10 a.m. through 3 p.m. And then we possibly could be fairly dry as we head towards Wednesday evening. For Thursday, we got a morning opportunity for rainfall and then again later to the afternoon. And by Thursday, we're actually monitoring the chance for some thunderstorms, potentially maybe seeing some strong gusts, maybe even some larger hail in some of those. So want to make sure you're staying weather aware Thursday. Live look over SRP Park. They had Education Day today. That was at 11:05. So it is empty right now at the ballpark, but they're going to get going again tomorrow night. 83 degrees right now if you're heading out. For the rest of tonight, we got temperatures in the 80s. We are going to stay nice and dry tonight. So once again, take advantage of the nice weather. We'll have another look at all that wet weather heading our way in just a little bit.
All right, again, a breaking traffic alert. Again, that 18-wheeler crash, want to tell you again, it has shut down Highway 1 and I-20 in Aiken County. A big deal if you could be heading that way.
Yeah, that 18-wheeler was carrying hazardous material and flipped over the bridge there.
Yeah, I want to show you a photo of the scene. There we go. You can see this. Again, it was posted by the Aiken County Sheriff's Office.
Both north and southbound lanes on Highway 1 are blocked due to that crash that you're seeing here. We'll show you the SCDOT map. You will need to get on the interstate and go to another exit. The Sheriff's Office says those closures will be in place for an extended time frame. We do have a crew on the way to that scene. We'll bring you updates as soon as we can.
Within the last few hours, we learned a Warren County teacher is on leave amid a GBI investigation. Now, this is according to Superintendent Christopher Harris. These are all the details we have right now, and they are very limited, but we are on your side working to learn more. There are so many questions, starting with who the teacher is and what happened. Of course, we will keep asking those questions and we'll let you know as soon as we get answers.
And tonight, we're giving you a look at the 8-year-old boy who was killed in a car crash on his birthday yesterday. His name is Camden Poole. His grandmother sent us these photos. The 8-year-old boy's death sending shockwaves throughout our community tonight. Hebzibah Elementary School sent a letter home to parents today regarding this incident. Part of it reads, quote, "The students and staff of Hebzibah Elementary School experienced a tragedy with the death of one of our second-grade students. All of us are grieving this tragic loss." The letter also mentioned grief counselors being available for anyone who may need it. The crash report states the accident happened right here at the intersection of Tobacco and Peach Orchard Roads in Richmond County. Here's a breakdown of how that crash happened. According to that report, a pickup truck was turning from the left turn lane on Peach Orchard Road. The car that Poole was riding in was driving up Peach Orchard Road when they collided. Richmond County deputies say the driver of that pickup truck was at fault for failing to yield when turning left. Deputies say all 3 passengers involved were sent to the hospital to be checked out. That's where officials say Poole later died. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says charges for the driver are pending right now. We're working to learn what charges they could face.
Tonight, we are giving you a look at the suspect who led North Augusta officers on a chase that crossed county lines. This is Fred Campbell. You can see him there on your screen, obviously injured there. We're showing you video now of that chase. Pretty dramatic. Officers say it started when they were called to the McDonald's on Georgia Avenue to check on a driver asleep in the drive-thru. We're told Campbell took off and they used spike strips, but that didn't stop him. All but one of his tires eventually came off, and at one point he hit a curb and his airbags went off. Officers say he threw a bag of drugs out the window too. That chase finally came to a stop in Georgia at the Wrightsboro Road exit. You can see in the video here when a Richmond County deputy used a pit maneuver. Campbell faces drug charges as well as several traffic charges. Riley?
Scary situation right there. Hey, we got a chance for some showers and thunderstorms moving forward this week. By Thursday, we're talking about a low chance for maybe some severe weather. Much more on the forecast coming up.
Time and Temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
Hi, I'm Deborah Alfarone. Spring storms are ravaging the South.
The all-new local news live streaming app. Search LNL. Always streaming, always free.
Since our humble
$1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Look at this. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. This is a marginal severe weather risk issued across our area for Thursday. So Thursday, mainly into the afternoon, we are expecting the chance for at least some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of those could be on the stronger side. So I want to make sure you are staying weather aware the next few days. We'll continue that storm threat into the weekend.
All right, thanks, Riley. Stick with us. We have more news, weather, and sports coming up after a short break on News 12 at 6 o'clock. Stick with us.
The weather, it's something that affects us all every day, from sunny to severe and anything in between. This is why we First Alert.
Are you turning 65 soon? At 64 Insurance Group, we know how confusing Medicare can be. Let us guide you through the entire process. And by the way, you don't pay a penny for our services. Don't wait until you're 65 to call. ForYou64.com.
When you get approached from somebody about your career of any service.
Summer is here, and with the new Toyota, you can do all the things that make summer, summer. Take a Grand Highlander and go root for the home team. Send newlyweds off in a Camry. Congrats.
Thanks.
Or catch some waves with a RAV4. Still got it.
Lease a new 2025 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid LE for $369 a month for 36 months, with $36.68 due at signing. That's just $369 a month on the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid.
Your summer starts here. That limbo.
Toyota, let's go places.
News 1226 and Aiken Technical College are giving a salute to seniors. To honor your graduate, submit a non-professional photo of them to wrdw.com/community, and they could be featured on air.
All right, what do we got?
Looks like 64 yards to the pin. About 64 mile per hour winds.
Dude, there's no wind.
Hand me my 64-degree wedge.
What's in with you at 64?
Are you 60?
.com!
At Parker's Kitchen, we go big. Our catfish sandwich. It's huge, bigger than the bun, with an extra large serving of Parker's signature sauce. At Parker's Kitchen.
Live from Augusta. Breaking news.
A truck has gone off the side of a bridge on I-20 in Aiken, causing huge amounts of traffic as rush hour begins. Thanks for joining us. I'm Will Rio.
And I'm Zeta Halliburton. This happening at exit 18 in Aiken County, which is near the Aiken Regional Airport and J.D. Lever Elementary School. Detours now in place for Columbia Highway because the truck that crashed had hazardous materials. And I-20 eastbound at exit 18 is shut down. Westbound is still open. The crash happened around 5 o'clock this afternoon.
This is a photo of that scene that was shared online by the Aiken County Sheriff's Office. In the meantime, be careful driving in this area. We're told I-20 eastbound is shut down at exit 18 there. And if you need to get on I-20 at exit 18, you'll have to follow that detour. No word yet on any injuries. Of course, we'll keep you posted. If you actually look at this photo underneath the bridge on the left side, you can see that tanker there. So we do have a crew on the way. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we get more information.
And more breaking news tonight after a teenager is shot on Tuttle Street in Augusta. That's a few streets off of Walton Way. We're told this happened just before 4 o'clock. Authorities telling us the victim is 17 and was shot in the leg. No word on the victim's condition or what led up to the shooting. We'll be sure to continue this and follow this for you.
Switching gears to weather now with your First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale. Riley, with rain moving in tomorrow, is there a chance these storms could turn severe?
I think so, Will. Most likely by Thursday. That's going to be our day we have to monitor, maybe for a couple warnings out there. For tomorrow, generally just shower activity. So if we do see severe storms, it would be falling on Thursday, potentially seeing a few stronger storms continue Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our pattern is going to be very persistent once we get past tomorrow. We're going to continue those daily storm chances through our Mother's Day weekend. Here's a current look at our radar network. We are mostly dry. If you're heading out this evening, expect dry weather to continue, but this is the more active pattern that starts to show up tomorrow. So for those rain chances on Wednesday, we're actually expecting the highest chance for rain around lunchtime. So between, say, 10 a.m., 3 p.m., that's going to be our highest opportunity to see these showers tomorrow. Once we get into Thursday, an early shower looks possible, and then later into the afternoon, that's where we're going to have to monitor the chance for some of those scattered, possibly strong thunderstorms out there. Live look over SRP Park. They had Education Day today, a great day for it. 83 degrees this afternoon. They are empty tonight, but tomorrow night they are going to be back in town, and the forecast does look decent by Wednesday evening. Here's a look at this evening, though. If you're heading out, we got temps in the 70s by around 8 p.m., and then we should be able to drop down to the 50s again by early tomorrow morning. But remember, once we get past sunrise, we are going to be tracking this wave of showers heading our way. Much more on this forecast for you in just about 10 minutes.
Augusta leaders cracking down on a downtown restaurant they say is acting more like an unauthorized nightclub.
We've been on your side covering the back and forth between Tiffany's Eatery and Augusta commissioners. It was first brought to our attention by Richmond County deputies who say issues at Tiffany's are threatening the peace and safety of downtown Augusta. The claims range from serving alcohol past 2 a.m., having a dance floor without a permit, allowing smoking indoors, and even charging a cover fee to get inside for events.
All of this culminating with the Richmond County Sheriff going before commissioners and asking for Tiffany's alcohol license to be suspended. Your city government reporter Sydney Hood was there in commission this afternoon as they made their final decision. Today, Sheriff Eugene Brantley changed his recommendation, asking commissioners to instead revoke Tiffany's Sunday alcohol sales.
Additionally, the sheriff recommends Tiffany closing at normal business hours and placing Tiffany's on a 6-month probation. The owners of Tiffany's agreed to follow the sheriff's recommendations. Commissioners also agreed with the sheriff here. Also today, commissioners approved Operation City Cleanup. This will be a group that will help keep the county's public spaces and roadways clean. As you've seen, Augusta has a problem with handling overgrown spaces and keeping public areas tidy. Now people who are sentenced to community service will be part of the group helping to keep these spaces clean. Mayor Garnett Johnson says you'll see this group every Saturday once it gets up and running.
Also approved today at commission, an audit is finally moving forward for the city's Parks and Recreation Department. The goal is to uncover whether the department is appropriately saving and spending funds and whether anything was misappropriated. It's been well over a year since the discussion began for an audit to happen. Nearly a year ago, the process had to start all over because of an issue with the deadline for companies to bid for the audit. Today, the company that will do the audit was chosen, and it was the same one involved in last year's application deadline issue. The cost of this audit is expected to cost no more than $71,000 and will be completed in 90 days.
A heartbreaking story tonight. We're getting our first look at a young boy killed in a crash on his 8th birthday. Richmond County deputies say Camden Poole was a passenger in a truck that was hit at the intersection of Peach Orchard and Tobacco Roads. This was at around 1 o'clock yesterday, and the vehicles hit head-on. 2 other people in the vehicles were with Camden, were also hospitalized with unknown injuries. The driver of the second vehicle, a 49-year-old man, was found to be at fault and faces a misdemeanor charge of homicide by vehicle. In the wake of this tragic crash, we've learned that Camden Poole was a second grader at Hebsva Elementary School. In a letter sent home to his 2 parents today, the school says counselors will be available for students as they navigate their grief. Hard to imagine what the family's going through at this time.
So very sad. A Warren County school system teacher is put on leave while the GBI is called in to investigate an unknown matter. We're told by the Warren County Board of Education superintendent that this is all the information they can share at this time. What school this teacher belongs to, what matter the GBI is investigating, and whether any students were impacted are still unclear tonight. We're on your side and have reached out to the GBI to learn more. We'll keep you posted.
Reducing traffic and making your commute safer. That's the goal behind a new construction project on Hardy McManus Road, which could begin by the summer.
The map here on your screen shows where it will begin at the intersection of Fury's Ferry and end at William View Parkway. Construction crews are wrapping up utility relocation, storm drain installation, and are now starting on a brand new roundabout.
Hallie Turner was out at the intersection of Fury's Ferry and Hardy McManus Roads and shows us what we can expect.
While it doesn't look like much now, it won't be long before drivers circle through it. It's all part of a larger plan aimed at fewer delays and crashes. And now the county is inching closer to launching the next road project, widening Hardy McManus. The winding road is full of subdivisions, several churches, and an elementary school, making for a lot of congestion during peak traffic hours. The design plan heading over to commissioners for approval includes 3 additional roundabouts, one at Dolphin Way, Aylesbury Drive, and Halili Farm Road. Engineering leaders say if approved, you could see construction starting as early as this summer.
As you know, Hardy McManus will go from 2 lanes to 3 lanes with select right turn decel lanes. There will be a 5-foot sidewalk on the north. There will be a 10-foot multi-use path on the south.
Titus says as the county grows, the roads do too. The goal at the end of the day is to keep traffic flowing safely, and he feels these roundabouts are the solution. If approved, Hardy McManus construction will take about 3 to 4 years to complete. And we're getting another look at the sheer devastation left behind by Hurricane Helene. So much of our area's natural beauty has been changed forever. We're taking a look at how the recovery process is going up at the lake. Coming up after a short break. Riley, you were up there.
Yeah, it was very humbling to see all the devastation still left to clean up there up at the lake, and they still have a long process to go. We got some strong thunderstorms potentially showing up by Thursday, but expect the rain tomorrow. Lots to talk about in this forecast next.
Time and Temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
I'm Attorney George Sink.
Guys, it's Anna Christina here for Roof Savers. It's that time of year again, the perfect time to invest in your home. And what's the most important investment for your home? Your roof. If you've been worried about the age of your roof, missing shingles, black stains, or even leaks, I've got great news for you. There's a scientifically proven solution that can extend the life of your roof by 17 years with just one treatment. It's called Renew at 17 with Rock Lock technology exclusively from Roof Savers. Listen to some of our happy customers.
We were told that a roof replacement was $12,000 to $15,000. And then I was talking to a friend across town, and he said, "Oh no, don't do a roof. Talk to Roof Savers." So I phoned you up, and you all came over, and we decided, okay, and we did the roof. And then we had this ugly storm, and the neighbors lost shingles and lost roofs and lost everything else, and we lost nothing. This was a nasty, nasty storm. With everything we saw and everything that went around, everything that was around us, I was pretty certain that we had problems. But when I went out and walked around the house, for what I could see, I didn't climb on the roof, but I didn't see that we had any wind damage whatsoever, none. I don't generally comment on anything because I just don't. But I felt so good, and Carol and I talked about it, that this job was so incredible that we had to say thanks.
Roof Savers, save your roof, save your money.
Well, check this out. A sunscreen dispenser at Enterprise Mill, part of a bigger movement by the city of Augusta to fight melanoma rates. This week, the city unveiled its first sunscreen dispenser, one of 5 that are planned for along the canal.
Augusta leaders say the city is the first in Georgia to be a certified sun-safe leadership city in its fight against skin cancers. The dispenser is sponsored by several groups, including the Canal Authority, the Georgia Cancer Center, and the Medical College of Georgia. Really neat idea, because how many times do you head outside and you forget to put on the sunscreen?
That's me almost every day.
You know what?
I always forget, but these will be a good reminder too, and you can just grab some sunscreen.
Now it's there when you need it. We can only imagine as we head into summer, these dispensers will probably be very popular, Riley.
Definitely so. And y'all know the SPF of that sunscreen?
I have no idea, but it's probably pretty good.
It's enough to protect you, absolutely.
There you go.
And we've had plenty of sun the last couple of days. You definitely needed the sunscreen. Now we're talking a little bit wetter pattern moving forward this week. We got the chance for showers tomorrow, and then we're talking thunderstorms heading into Thursday, and we'll likely continue the threat for at least a few thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So make sure you have the umbrella with you before you head out the door over the next couple of days. Here's our rain chances tomorrow. Really peak around lunchtime, so it's going to be a little bit different than what we usually see. It's not a super early wave. It's not a super late wave. It's going to be right in the middle of the day. So once again, make sure you have that umbrella with you. If you head out for lunch, I would imagine you do see a shower out there tomorrow. Should stay generally showers during the middle of the day, early afternoon. Luckily, by the time we get to the Green Jackets game tomorrow evening, I think it does look mostly dry. We'll keep a low 20% chance for rain there, but we got Warrior Wednesday and baseball bingo tomorrow. By the time we end the game, generally partly cloudy, and temperatures will be comfortable in the mid-60s. So even though we got a chance for rain tomorrow, doesn't look to necessarily be a washout at the Green Jackets tomorrow night. Now here's our severe weather threat on Thursday. It's another marginal risk, so we're not expecting widespread severe storms, but potentially any storm that pops up has a potential for strong straight line winds, maybe even some of those large hailstones like what we saw last week. So once again, make sure you're staying weather aware Thursday, have a way to receive those alerts, and make sure you can get to a safe spot quickly in case you are placed underneath the warning. Here's a look at our in-house model here. So by 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're going to notice cloud cover moving in from the west. The rain should be showing up once we head past around 10 a.m. That'll stick around through midday. Generally just a wave of showers, light to moderate, not expecting it to be too threatening for us. And then that should push out once we get later into the afternoon. So once again, for that Green Jackets game, mostly dry. We'll see more showers move in late Wednesday night through early Thursday morning. And then here's that thunderstorm chance Thursday afternoon, favoring mainly our southern counties right now, but cannot rule out maybe some of these get a little bit closer to I-20. So just going to be in a very active pattern. Just make sure you have a way to receive those alerts the next few days. Unfortunately, for Mother's Day weekend, it still looks very wet with high temperatures about 10 degrees below average.
We're continuing to follow breaking news on I-20 at exit 18 in Aiken County, where I-20 eastbound is shut down and Columbia Highway has detours in place. This after a truck carrying hazardous materials goes off the I-20 bridge onto Columbia Highway. This is near the Aiken Regional Airport and J.D. Lever Elementary. Westbound is now also closing. We just got that update. The crash happened around 5 o'clock this afternoon.
We'll show you a photo from the scene there shared online by the Aiken County Sheriff's Office. If you take a look there on the second fire truck there closest to the bridge, underneath it, almost in between the two overpasses there, you can actually see where that tanker truck is sitting right now. You need to be careful in the meantime when driving in this area. Again, we're told I-20 eastbound is shut down at exit 18 there in both directions, and if you do need to get on I-20 at exit 18, you'll have to follow that detour. No word yet on any injuries. Of course, we'll keep you posted. You can assume how big of a mess this is going to cause during rush hour traffic at this time around 6:13. A lot of people probably on the highway trying to get home for dinner too.
Definitely. If you can avoid the highway right now, definitely do so. But again, we have a crew on the way right now. Traffic is bad at this time, but we'll be sure to keep you updated.
Well, it's been nearly 8 months since Hurricane Helene devastated our area.
Your chief meteorologist, Riley Hill, gives us a look at cleanup efforts on Lake Thurmond.
It's going to be a while. This is definitely a multi-year effort.
After Hurricane Helene hit September 27th, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers instantly got to work clearing roads and restoring power in their 51 recreation areas around the lake. 39 of the 51 are open, but open doesn't mean back to normal.
The numbers are a little bit deceiving. When I say they're open, we just have debris pushed aside to allow visitors to use those facilities. We still have all the debris to remove from the park, and we also have infrastructure repairs, and a lot of those are still unknown.
The Corps of Engineers has not received any additional funding for cleanup efforts. They're a federal agency and can't use FEMA funds. They have applied for additional funds through the Federal Highway Administration, but have not heard back on if they've been approved.
With the money that we do have, we are maximizing, that, and today is a direct reflection of that.
500,000 cubic yards of debris is in need of removal on Corps land around the lake.
Hello, we've been hard at work. Really less than 1% of debris has actually been removed off the site here.
They recently obtained a tract of land to take debris and have already hauled 200 truckloads to the site.
West Dam Park is where we're at right now, and this is where crews are actively working to remove debris. And the latest update is that they hope to have this park opened by the end of the summer. At Clarksville Lake, Riley Hale on your side.
And it's really crazy to say that it's been 8 months now, and as you go out our area, we just have to get used to that new normal.
With all the things that have happened, yeah, to be 8 months past this storm, it's hard to believe, Riley.
It is, guys, and I mean, being out there today, it really looks like the storm just happened in many spots. They've really only been able to clear the roads in a lot of these day use areas, recreation areas. We went to Lake Springs and West Dam Park today for that tour, but I know the big question a lot of people have, how can I volunteer? They want to help, and you can do that. You can actually call the visitor center there right near the dam on the McCormick County side of the lake. Call that visitor center. They'll take your name, and you'll get on a list that they will reach out to you next time they do have a volunteer day. They actually held one a couple weekends ago at West Dam Park. It was a huge success. So they're hoping to have more of those. They just couldn't have those volunteers in there initially because it was just way too unsafe with all those trees.
And it's good to see our crews out there finally working to clean that up, get that clear as we start to see some nicer weather on the way for summer.
Definitely. It's all going to take some time, but again, we just have to pack our patience, and hopefully soon we'll get there, and it's nice to know people can help in some way.
Definitely so. Pack your patience for sure. They are working exceptionally hard up there.
All right, we're back after a short break. Stick with us.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. Create an oasis.
Welcome back in, folks. Going back to our 7-day forecast. Remember, have the umbrella close by tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, most likely all the way through the weekend. We got daily rain chances now that we're getting to a little bit wetter pattern. Want to focus on Thursday. This is when we have the chance not only for wet weather, maybe even some thunderstorms that could be on the stronger side. This is 6 a.m. Thursday. I would not imagine we see severe weather early on into the day. This would just be moderate to heavy rainfall in a few spots. Once we add some daytime heating throughout the afternoon, that's when we're expecting the chance for these storms. Maybe producing some isolated strong wind gusts, maybe even some hailstones that could be up to severe levels. So just want to make sure you are staying weather aware Thursday afternoon. There is going to be the potential for some of those hit or miss storms that could be on the stronger side. This active pattern will stick around Friday all the way through our Mother's Day weekend. For Mother's Day weekend, the one difference is that temperatures do cool off. We'll drop our highs 10 degrees below average.
Thanks, Riley. Working to help people become self-sufficient is a goal for one local group. Blunt Beginnings is a nonprofit created to provide resources to those experiencing homelessness or transitioning from incarceration. The organization is finding solutions and hosting a workshop this week to help men and women get back in the swing of things. Devarian Blunt started the nonprofit Blunt Beginnings after experiencing homelessness in 2018. He was able to find the resources he needed and later made it his mission to become a resource for others.
The mission is to be able to provide training, job assistance, and essentially housing for individuals that are transitioning from homelessness, whether you're coming from prison, whether you're going through just a difficult time in life.
Currently, they provide housing for men, but hope to expand to women as well. Blunt says Hurricane Helene damaged one of their homes, leaving them with one.
So that decreased our housing capacity to 8. So because of that, that's why we started doing more outreach within the community by providing workshops.
These workshops are a part of their BITSOT program, which stands for Back in the Swing of Things.
We're providing a stability class, right? So that's understanding financial literacy, interview ethics, seeing how to actually understand your resume. But then also we want to make sure that people are understanding that there are certifications that could be obtained to better their chances of finding employment.
He says the plan is to have employers come out at the end of the week and hopes people attending the workshop can find a job. The end goal, making people self-sufficient.
We want to make sure that they have the mental capacity to also understand what's available and how they can attain it.
Varian
very nice sharing his story. Again, he's experienced homelessness before, and he's really just trying to be a resource to others. And if you did miss this workshop, the good thing is there's going to be one July 24th in Athens, where they're actually partnering with another agency. They're providing a space for people to stay, get there for the 10-day workshop.
It's a great resource to have. I know we have several other resources that do something similar too, so having that available to some people, especially when they're getting out of being in jail too, I mean, that's so valuable, especially when they can hook them up with a job or a place to live too.
And there's so many resources in our area. It's all about just finding them. Blunt told me he's also looking at renting another property for their housing program, so they're looking to raise $20,000 for that. If you want to volunteer, donate, or sign up for the workshop, we have all of their information on our website under the Finding Solutions tab.
On Your Sideline, sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
Evan Burke hasn't won a state title in baseball since 2019. So far this year, they've won state in football, won their second girls track state title. Baseball could complete a triple crown, if you will, for the Spartans. They're the number 3 team in the GIAA 2A play, holding the number 1 spot for most of the season. This is their 3rd straight year that they've been undefeated in Region play. They haven't lost in 2A Region 4 since losing to Briarwood Academy back in April 15, 2022. Former MLB pitcher and current head coach Jonathan Broxton has been with the Spartans since 2019 when they last won that state title, and this team is a good reminder of those same tangibles.
This group reminds me a lot of those guys. We're just a lot younger in the 19 group. I had 11 juniors. This group reminds me of them. I mean, they gel real well. They're energetic. There's not many eyes. I mean, they go out there and they play and handle business.
On to football now. The Clemson-Notre Dame matchup will go long into the future. The 2 powerhouse football programs announced a 12-year scheduling agreement to meet yearly through 2038. It would begin in 2027, though. Under the revamped schedule, the Tigers will host the games during odd-numbered years. So Notre Dame gets those other years on the opposite side, too. Pretty exciting.
That is. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Thanks for that, Alyssa. 3-Degree Guarantee brought to you by Tub Doctor. Our forecast, 84, actual high 84. Another $50 heading towards the Kevin and Brittany Kisner Foundation. I'm going to look at that 7-day forecast just after a short break.
Trust Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale for your first alert. Can you see the difference?
Welcome back in, folks. A live look outside of our building, and you can see I-20 right here. I want to give you that update again. Remember, I-20 on the Carolina side towards exit 18, that is completely shut down. They have a flipped-over tractor trailer that is spilling hazardous materials, and it is shut down until further notice right now. So I would avoid that area if you can. Doesn't look like it's necessarily impacting traffic all too much here near the state line. So that's up towards exit 18, further into Aiken County. Here's our 7-day forecast. Remember, grab that umbrella before heading out the door tomorrow. We got some midday showers that will push through. Then we're talking thunderstorms Thursday. Some of those could be on the stronger side, so make sure you're staying weather aware once we get past tomorrow.
Thanks, Riley. We're back live on 26 News at 7.
And for News 12 at 10 and 11 o'clock. Thanks for watching.
Busby's is a company I would definitely recommend. They were very pleasant on the phone, which is number one. Number two is they did exactly what I wanted. The technician was unbelievable. I felt very, very much that I was the main person at that time, and that's a good feeling. They care for the company and the customer, and that's a big deal. And you can tell it when people walk in. I don't know that I could really ask for much more. If you're in the Aiken area or anywhere close, I'd recommend Busby's.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
9 to 5.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Insurance companies across our area are now using drones to inspect roofs without your knowledge, and many are canceling homeowner policies based on roof condition. Hey guys, it's Anna Christina here for Roof Savers. If your roof is showing signs of aging with black streaks, algae, moss, or missing shingles, it could cost you more than you think. Don't take the risk of losing your insurance. Let Roof Savers help.
Our 3-step process extends the life of the asphalt shingles on your roof by 17 years with just one application.
First, we can clean your roof, removing dirt, algae, and those unsightly black streaks. Then, we perform a roof tune-up, replacing missing shingles and fixing nail pop-ups.
Finally, we apply Renew at 17, giving an additional 17 years of life to your existing asphalt shingles.
Don't risk getting a cancellation letter from your insurance company. Call the number on the screen now to see if your roof qualifies. Roof Savers. Save your roof, save your money.
Comcast Business is celebrating